Okay, so now, as I mentioned earlier, you covered the rules of idgham, okay, idgham kamil and idgham naqis at the beginning of the week, and then you also covered rules of waqf. So I'm going to quickly try and recap as many of these as possible before we open the breakout rooms. And I would like to request the breakout room coordinator to please assign the students to the breakout room while I recap the waqf rules. Okay, so let's have a look at this. So as you know, waqf means to stop or pause. Okay, and there are many places in the Holy Quran. There are many times when we have to pause. Okay, and the most common is at the end of a verse. Now, the words at the end of a verse, they often, they might end with a maftuh letter, a maksur letter, or a madmum letter. Okay, and the rule of waqf for these three types of words is the same. Okay, when we do a waqf on such words, the last letter will always change into sakin letter. Okay, so remember, fatha, kasra, and dhamma will always change into sukoon when pausing, when doing a waqf. Okay. Next, if you have a word which is ending with the tanween of kasra or tanween of dhamma, and you have decided to pause on those words, then the tanween will change into sukoon. So again, we are not going to pronounce the tanween, okay? We are going to pronounce it as if it's sakin. So the actual word is makhtumen. But when we pause, we are going to say makhtum. Okay? The original word is Qur'anun. But if I pause on this kind of word, then I will say Qur'an. Okay, so I hope that it's clear. The same applies to a vertical kasra or an inverted dhamma. If you come across a word which is ending with these two, and you have to pause on such words, you have to change it into sukoon when you pause. Okay? The next rule is concerning ta'i marbuta. Okay? So if you come across a word which ends with a ta'i marbuta, you have to end it with a sukoon as well. So the ta'i marbuta, it's a very specific rule. Instead of the ta sound, we make the ha sound. So instead of saying musfiratun, we say musfirah. Okay, so hopefully all of the rules before this one were pretty straightforward, weren't they? So from rule 1 to rule 7, everything changed into sukoon. But this one is a ta'i marbuta, and it can be complicated. You might think that, oh, I just have to change the tanween of dhamma into sukoon and say musfirat. But that would be wrong, okay? Because we have to change into a ha sakin, musfirah. The next rule is concerning tanween of fatha. Now, unlike tanween of dhamma and tanween of kasra, tanween of fatha changes into a single fatha. Okay, so instead of saying abwaban, we are going to say abwaba. Okay, and I hope that you guys remember why we are prolonging it for 2 seconds. Because we have a blank alif and the previous letter has a fatha, so we treat it like a alif mad. And now we have some miscellaneous rules, miscellaneous type of words. So you might, at the end of a verse, sometimes very rarely, but sometimes we have these kind of words. Okay, we have a word ending with a blank ya, and the previous letter has a vertical fatha. Okay, so as complicated as it seems, in terms of pronunciation, there is no change. Okay, there will be no change in terms of pronunciation. So in continuation, we say yes, and when we pause, we also say yes, okay. And the second miscellaneous rule, if you have a word ending with a ya, which is carrying a vertical kasra, there will be again no change in terms of pronunciation. It will be said yuhyi. Okay, that's how we will say it either way, whether we pause on it or whether we read it in wasl, read it in continuation. So now we are going to go into our breakout rooms where you will practice the exercises which I just went through. So exercise 20.1 and 20.3. And once you've done that, the breakout room teachers will go through Surah Al-Fatiha, Surah Al-Nas, Surah Al-Falaq, and Surah Al-Ikhlas practice as well. Okay? Okay, can I request the breakout room teacher to please open the breakout rooms? So the breakout rooms have been opened. Can I request all the students and all the teachers to please join your respective breakout room? You should have received an invite on your screen. Please click on join. Okay, I think everyone is back. So I hope you enjoyed that breakout room session. It was a bit shorter today because of the recap at the start. But I still hope that everyone got a chance to come on the mic and do some practice. So as for the homework, you have to practice exercise 19.2 and exercise 19.3. So for those of you who have the Talimul-Quran book, you can find these exercises on page 81 and page 82. If you don't have the book at home, you can also find the PDF in the OneDrive. So I hope that everyone has the OneDrive link so that you can access it after the class. You have to continue to practice anything which you haven't done yet from the past weeks and finish all the exercises bit by bit. So if there's anything that you couldn't complete last week or the week before and you think that you have time this weekend, please make sure to complete those exercises. You can also go to Al-Islam, www.alislam.org, and if you go to Holy Quran, basically there is an option to hear the verses. Okay, so if you click on the play button, the verses are read out loud. So basically you can listen to it, and then what you can do is you can go to Surah Al-Fatiha and listen to Surah Al-Fatiha's audio, and then you can do the same for Surah Al-Nas, Surah Al-Falaq, and Surah Al-Ikhlas. Okay, so when you listen carefully to how the words are being pronounced, how the rules are being applied. Okay, think about all the rules which you have learned so far. And then once you have listened, make sure to practice reciting the chapters yourself as well. Okay, so that's for the homework. And we're going to end the class now with ending prayer. Can I have G794? Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you?
I'm fine too. Jazakallah for asking. Okay, can you please recite the ending prayer for everyone? Start with Bismillah.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma arhamni bil-Qur'anil azim.
Okay, you can repeat after me once. So we are going to remember, we have to prolong vertical fatha for 2 seconds. Allahumma arhamni.
Allahumma arhamni
Bil-Qur'an al-Azim.
Bil-Qur'an al-Azim.
Okay, now you can read the translation.
Oh Allah, have mercy on me through the Quran the Great.
Okay, Jazakallah Sunil Jaza. So that's it for today's class. Make sure to do your homework and we will see you all next week, inshallah. Okay, Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.